So welcome guys, thank you all for taking the time to jump on. I'm super excited tonight because it's our lovely Wednesday event, and normally I just get to sit in my living room by myself and talk to you beautiful people via the computer screen. But because we've got our 90-day game plan on Saturday, I have my beautiful people from all over coming to join us, and we get a chance to all get together and do this together. So normally I know Jo does her Wednesday night event, Lauren does her Tuesday and Sunday, and Desi normally jumps on with me tonight. So it's really fun that we can all incorporate it, and I really appreciate you guys jumping on. I know we've got some beautiful launches too. We've got Belinda from my team. Who's in your team that's launching, Jo?
We've got Tracy.
Tracy, awesome, awesome. That's so exciting. So congratulations, girls, and thank you to the friends and family that have jumped on to support these girls. I remember when I first launched, Lauren made me launch, and I was terrified. So I really appreciate you guys jumping on and supporting them, because it's a little bit of a step into the unknown for these girls. It is really nice to have some familiar faces on the screen. So I'm Katrina. I'm going to facilitate most of the event. I do have my lovely leaders sharing. So I'm going to pass on over to Lauren now. She's going to talk a little bit about a product and a program that we base ourselves around. All yours, my love.
How random, I love it. Speaking to a computer in a lounge room. So my name's Lauren. I introduced Desi's in the background, just going crazy over here. I introduced Kat to the product and the business. She was a friend of mine from school days. We're now 29. And I had done this business for about 18 months when I shared it with her. It's about 3.5 years now that I've been a part of the Juice Plus company. I get to do this now full-time in very part-time hours and get to travel. I don't have children. I don't have anything holding me down. And so I love to travel. That's kind of why I came into this business. And first and foremost, I guess the products had to make sense to me. My health was at a really low point when I found Juice Plus. I was a lot skinnier, but I was definitely unhealthy. I lost 37 kilos years ago. By doing it what I call the deprivational way. You know, hands up women who's been on a diet before, right? Who's been on Jo's putting her hand up, who's been on all of the yo-yo diets, the soup diets, the lemon diets, right? Those crazy fads. And what I loved about Juice Plus, it was this whole foods, okay? And it was literally a way to get more good in. So if you've never seen our products before, literally fruits, veg, and berries in a capsule, okay? This is our premium product. It really is a way to bridge the gap. So it's not a way to be able to like, here's your fruits and veggies, don't eat real food. It's a way to get more good in. So you look at a humble apple, orange, broccoli, cabbage, kale. It all has different key vitamins, minerals, and phytochemicals that we ingest and that gets into our body at that cellular level. And so when I found Juice Plus, okay, 27 varieties of fruits and vegetables flooding your body every single day, I wasn't getting that good in. Now I drink cold pressed juices, I drink green smoothies, I eat salads. I do the best job that I know how, but I'm not getting 9 to 13 serves of fresh fruits and vegetables every day. And I try to source organic the best I can. But again, at the end of the day, sometimes I'm just not organized. So hands up who here gets the government recommendation of 5, right? 3 and 2 or 5 and 2. Right, 5 veg, 2 fruit, which is the government's recommendation based on what they feel is achievable. Now, I don't get that, right? And not every single day consistently. And I sure as hell don't get 9 to 13 serves. So Juice Plus came into my life at a perfect time where I was really looking for something to bridge the gap. So that's really our premium product. It's vitamin, minerals, phytochemicals. And what I loved is when I took Juice Plus, I didn't pee it out. Okay, I've taken vitamins, I've taken lots of different things to be able to get the edge. Okay, I work out hard, I go to the gym, I take care of myself, but I still had no energy. I battled adrenal fatigue for over 4.5 years. And for me, it's something I'll never cure, okay, but it is manageable now through good nutrition, and Juice Plus gives me that edge. Again, all whole foods. At any point of your life, you can take Juice Plus. If you're a child, okay, you're the elderly, you've got, battling a disease, right? Juice Plus is not a cure, but it's a way to get more good in. I loved that it was whole food. I didn't need a science degree to be able to know what was in it, right? If I can eat fruits and vegetables, I could take Juice Plus and I knew that I was fueling my body full of goodness. So that is our premium product, our capsules. For every adult that takes Juice Plus, a child is sponsored absolutely free by the company for up to 4 years from the ages of 4 to 18. So these are our Juice Plus chewables. I can't believe there's any in the packet, and thank God they were open because I'll eat them all. 17 different varieties of fruits and vegetables. It's juiced, it's pulped, and it's mixed with a tapioca. All of our product range is vegan, vegetarian friendly, and again, safe for the whole family. So I love that our product is a sustainable change for the whole family. Okay, it's a way to be able to bridge the gap. It's a way to make a sustainable, healthy change, because I say Juice Plus is a catalyst for change. Okay, it's not a fad, it's not a diet, but people want to live a healthier life and they don't want to be on those fads anymore. And Juice Plus is a great way to be able to bridge that gap. So these are the kids' products. Again, for every paying adult, a child can take Juice Plus for free. And then we're not a catalog company. We're not a catalog company, okay? We're not bells and whistles and this cures this and this for that, okay? We are health from the inside out. So for me, right, I definitely try to make positive food choices, but it doesn't always pan out like that. Like when there's a platter on the table and I want cheese, right, I'm going to eat it because life is about living. If you couldn't see that, we have that going on in the background. So these are our Juice Plus Complete, okay? A great way to bridge the gap between what we do eat on a day-to-day basis and what we're not getting. So it's a complete blend of protein, fats, carbohydrates, okay, all in a plant-based form. It's bioavailable, meaning that you can easily digest it and it's safe for everyone and not harsh on the gut like a lot of other protein powders out there. It's got things like spirulina, pomegranate, mushroom powder, which is the highest source of vitamin D next to sunlight. Okay, so really getting a lot of goodness in, and guess what? Tastes like chocolate and vanilla. You know, an amazing source of good plant-based protein, carbohydrates, and good fats in there. For me, I always say they meet people where they're at. So I was always a breakfast skipper. I still am. So these are my like knight in shining armor. You know, for me, I make smarter food choices when I've fueled myself properly from the very beginning of the day. And so these are a great choice. Some people have them in their handbag. They're in single serve sachets. So amazing way to be able to bridge the gap when you're out and about. And instead of making poor food choices, having some easy, convenient nutrition that's affordable for the whole family. We have our plant-based omegas that just launched in Australia, which is super exciting. And it really, right, we've got to pause. We have really closed the gap. Okay, so most people get their EFAs, so essential fatty acids, from fish because they feel like that's the only source that they can. Okay, but we think that it's a great way to be able to cut out the middleman, being the fish, okay, and be able to get it from sustainable sources, which is the algae they actually eat. So the fish eat the algae and they get the fish oil from the they get the EFAs from the fish, right? So now we've just cut out the middleman and the sustainable sources, and you don't need to be worried about things like toxic water and things like that. So good fats are incredible for brain function, brain health, hair health, things like that. So I love that it's kind of closed the gap and it really gives our product a sustainable way, thank you Lola, a sustainable way to be able to get those essential fatty acids into your diet. And really now we've got the micronutrition through our capsules and our kids products. You've got our macronutrition through our whole food powders, and then you've got your essential fatty acids through our omega product, and it's all plant-based, sustainable, family friendly, and really safe for the whole family. Then we've got a program, right? You can't take fruits and veggies in a capsule and hope to lose weight. I wish, right? But it's a sustainable change. And when you implement our program, right, it really helps people get results. It helps people lose weight. It helps people wherever they're at on their health journey. So for me, you know, what Juice Plus can do for someone is very different to what it can do for someone else, depending on where we are in our journey and the results we're looking for. It's not a fad. It's not a cure. It's not a diet. It's a way of living and a way of life. It's a way to be able to live a sustainably healthy life. And our Juicy Body transformation is all about that. It's all about helping people get results and live a healthier life. So for me, when I started taking Juice Plus, within 3 days, I had more sustained energy, not the highs and lows of caffeine and sugar, which was my reality. I stopped having naps during the day. Through 2 weeks of taking Juice Plus, I realized I hadn't had a nap. through the day, and really, changed my world, to be honest. And then 12 weeks, my skin completely cleared up. I used to have cystic acne because of high levels of toxicity in my body. And actually, I see a cosmetician, and even she said to me on Monday when I went to her, I go to her at least once every 2 months, and she said, oh my goodness, I have the odd spot every now and again, but she's like, your skin has completely changed. And now that's 3 years on the product, but within 12 weeks, my skin had cleared up. So for me, it's just a catalyst for change, and it helps people be able to get what they want out of it. So who are we hearing from in terms of the product?
Let's have a look. What about our beautiful Belinda, who is launching tonight? Belinda, is your camera there? You're right to talk, darling? Lovely. I'm going to spotlight you.
Hi.
Hi, darling. Would you like to share a little bit what you've noticed since being on the product and what gets you excited about taking it with your family?
All right. So I did write a little bit of a spiel. Do you want me to say all of that?
I want you to go from your heart. Tell me
all right.
exactly what you think needs to be shared.
All right. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody for coming on and seeing me launch. It's very exciting. For those who don't know me, I'm Belinda, and I've had a pretty rough start to the year, but change is not always easy, but I'm living proof that change can be done. About 6 months ago, I was in a place where I wasn't 100% happy with my health and well-being. Moods, emotions were all over the place, and I'd wake up with blurry vision because of my unstable sugar levels. So my digestive system was not working the best, and I had an upset stomach after eating dairy. And I was looking run down and really tired most of the time. So I decided to embark on a journey of finding something. And I remembered that a friend of mine, Event, about 12 months ago, started on Juice Plus herself, and she was posting on Facebook, and I saw her results. So me being a little bit skeptical, it took a little bit of time for me to come around. But one of the things that I really loved the most was that she introduced me into some groups about Juice Plus, and I began to start my journey of believing in myself a little bit more. So one of those groups was Katrina's group. And so my self-confidence within myself and believing that I can do things a little bit more began to grow. So a couple of months ago, I decided to take the leap and try Juice Plus, and it was the best thing that I ever did. My moods have changed. I'm sleeping better. And I'm just feeling so much more vitality about life. So that's fantastic. My nails and my hair and my skin is also feeling a lot better, and I'm getting compliments as well that I'm looking a lot healthier. So I'm not getting 3 p.m. munchies anymore, and my body is craving healthier, more soulful foods.
That's wonderful, darling. That's really good to hear. I haven't actually heard your actual product story yet, so I'm really proud to hear that it's helping you out. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And you're so kind of fresh to the journey. So wait till, 6 months down the track, and once you've had your whole body rejuvenate with the product inside, you start to see some really cool results. So just quickly before we shift gears a little bit, I'll explain to you why I'm so passionate about the product and how I got involved. So probably just under 2 years ago now, I kind of got involved in this through Lauren. So I went through a stage where I was really overworked and very stressed out. I had 2 traditional businesses. If anybody does have a traditional business in the crowd there, you'll probably understand what I mean. You work lots, you put out lots, you leave a lot of energy from your own body, and you get very little back. So I was very burnt out. And I also had 2 very small children, a newborn and a 3-year-old at that stage. And I had a very unhealthy partner who I was caring for most of the time as well. So really crappy stage in my life. We all have them. That was my time where I didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And mentally I was struggling. I was very anxious. I didn't like to leave the house. I had a lot of kind of issues mentally. I was severely depressed. And I just knew that something had to change. So when I seen that the product was natural and the shakes actually contain a natural antidepressant and a mood booster called niacin, I really wanted to give them a go because I wanted to try and give the whole natural scope a go before I had to go to the doctor and kind of take that path. Obviously, it worked out perfectly for me. I was so passionate about it. Within 3 days, I noticed my energy shift through the roof. Now, if anybody has ever suffered depression, you know that energy is what you need. You need that energy to be able to shift you through the day because otherwise you just keep feeling shitty. There's no light. You know, you don't want to get up. You don't want to play with your kids. You don't want to do anything. So being able to have that energy and the better sleeps really started to make me think that this product was all that it was hyped up to be. 2 weeks on it, I was a totally different person. I was working in family daycare during the day. That was one of my businesses. And the mums that were taking their children to me each day actually started to notice my change. They started to notice how much healthier I looked, how happier I felt inside. My skin was better. You know, I was actually getting up, looking better, obviously, because they noticed. And people started to ask me questions. And that is when I heard Lauren's little voice in my head saying, you know, there's a business behind this. And I thought, I don't want to be stuck working so many hours for the rest of my life with such little return. I love to travel. I love spending quality time with my children. And in those roles that I wasn't getting either of those options. I was very overworked. My children were neglected. There was no chance of me traveling. We didn't even have the finances, let alone the time. So something like this was really intriguing because it's online, right? You can work when and where you want and you can build it up as you go. Now, I was a very hard worker. I always have been, but in the roles that I was put in, I wasn't able to shine. So when I did create this as an option and thought, you know, just like Belinda's done, yep, I'm going to go for it. I really want to jump in. Some marvelous things kind of happened and my life has been completely transformed since, but I'll get into that a little bit later when I share my business story. But I'm going to hand over to the beautiful Jo now, who I also met on the family daycare site when we both were family daycare educators. And she's going to share a little bit about what the business has done for her because it's phenomenal. It makes me a little bit excited to know that I had some kind of inkling in it. And then she's also going to talk about how the business works and some of the myths that we come into the business with that are really kind of outdated. So I hope you enjoy. I love her. You guys will too. I know Trace has her as a beautiful upline, so she can introduce Trace as well.
Hey everybody, as Katrina said, my name's Jo Ross. I've been doing this business for about 16, 17 months now. Came into it via Facebook, replied to a post in one of the groups saying that Katrina was able to close down her traditional business because she was making more income during her online work. My hubby and I dreamed of being able to go traveling around Australia. But having a traditional business, I was locked in working, you know, so many hours on so many days. So there wasn't any time freedom in doing that. And there's also no financial freedom in it. You know, swapping dollars for hours means that you're really never going to get ahead financially. You're kind of stuck with that set amount of income, no matter how much effort you put in and things like that. So when Katrina sent me a message. She sent me a video to watch, kind of similar to the information you're seeing here tonight. And I absolutely jumped at it. First of all, I'm actually a breast cancer survivor. So when I first heard about the products, I was very interested, but also very skeptical at the same time. To me, I knew the power of fruit and veg because I chose to go the all natural route with my recovery. I didn't have chemo or radiation. So I did a juice diet for 5 weeks. And ever since then, been very interested in the healing powers of fruit and veg. So when I looked into these products and saw that they were actually nothing but fruit, vegetables and berries and grains in the shakes, I just thought, right, you know what? This is only going to help. It's alkaline. It's going to help build my immune system and help my body recover. So even though I thought I was very healthy and I juiced and things like that, I was looking after 4 little boys under the age of 4 at the time. So I was pretty exhausted. I first of all noticed the energy. That was fantastic. And then I had that brain fog disappear. You know, that afternoon slump where you just cannot concentrate and you can't do your paperwork and you can't even read. That disappeared for me after about 2 weeks. And then I started sleeping well. So with 2 weeks after trying the products, I just went, yep, you know what? I can tell people about this. I believe in it. I can see what it's doing for me. And I've got a pretty good diet already. So for those who don't, this is just going to be magic. So ever since then, I've jumped in and haven't looked back. I've now managed to close down my traditional business. My hubby has closed down his business as a plasterer, and we bought ourselves our dream caravan and the great big 4-wheel-drive to tow it. And as of about a week and a half ago, we are full-time on the road. So here on the Gold Coast at the moment, and slowly heading towards Tassie for summer. So yeah, this business has been amazing. So what I'd like to share with you is a couple of things that I was worried about when, thank you, Blackboard, I feel like Miss Jane. When I first came into this business, a couple of things I was worried about was that I didn't know enough people. I had less than 100 Facebook friends when I first started this. I lived in a tiny little beach town, and I really only knew Al and the 3 mums of the kids who I was looking after. So I thought, I don't know if I can actually do this. But Katrina said, we have a system in place. If you're teachable, I can teach you how to do this system. So I said, okay, I can do that. So here's Katrina. And she shared this business with me via Facebook. So what I did was I jumped in, started loving the products, and one of the mums whose little ones I was looking after, her name was Beck. I shared this with her. I said, you know, Beck, these products are amazing. They could really help your kids, and you could start earning an income from home so that you don't have to drop your kids off to me anymore, and you can stay home and look after them yourself. Beck loved it. She jumped straight in, and she shared it with one of the girls she works with, Angela. Angela shared it with her daughter, Jacinta. Now, while this was going on, I saw a post on Facebook from a lady in her early 60s named Beryl. She was out of work. She couldn't find anybody to, she'd been on hundreds of job interviews, and they were either saying that she was, didn't have the skills, and she was in danger of losing her house. So I reached out to her and I said, look, I don't know if this is what you're looking for, but I'd like to share it with you. Beryl saw what we were up to, absolutely loved it, and she jumped into the business. She shared it with her daughter, Katie. Katie shared it with her friend, Alyssa. Alyssa shared it with her friend, Tony. In the meantime, I did one post on Facebook talking to people about how, do you love your job, but are looking for some extra income to put away for maybe a travel fund, maybe you are looking for a new car, maybe you need a house deposit. And a beautiful lady named Denise reached out. Her hubby had recently been made redundant, so they were back to one wage, but they love travel. So Denise jumped into the business, and Denise then shared it with her partner, Greg, and with her mum, Gwenda, and with her best friend, Taku. Now, while this is going on, everybody else is sharing it just by having general conversations, posting a few things on Facebook, and just letting people know what they're up to. And pretty soon, this is what we call the popcorn effect. So without too much drama, my business in a year and a half is now over 130 people. And out of that has come from not too many conversations, and then just helping other people have the conversations as well. So you don't need to know millions of people to run a business like this. You just have to be willing to follow the system and share it with people who you do know.
Mr. Squiggle.
The other myth that a lot of people worry about is that this is one of those businesses where there's only one person at the top who makes all of the money, and if you don't get in, you're not going to make any money. So what I just want to show is just draw our business model for you. So this is kind of what our business model looks like. When we start, we all start down here. So the girls who have started their business, they're all started down here. This is where I started, where Katrina started, where Lauren started. It's called virtual franchisee. Now, the very top position that we have in Australia is called NMD, National Marketing Director. And then we've got other positions along the way. To get there, every single person has exactly the same opportunity. Now, it doesn't matter if you come into this business as a school teacher, as a cleaner, as a stay-at-home mum, as a politician, or as a bank manager. It really doesn't matter. Maybe not a politician, but every single person has the opportunity to get up here to NMD. But the only way that you can do that is by reaching down and helping these other people, because we are a teaching business. We're here to help each other rise up, and the only way that you can get to the top is by helping others. If you're the kind of person who wants to get there on your own, this probably isn't a business for you. We're all here and we do this together. So I'm just going to have a look on here and see if we can find Tracy, who is launching her business tonight. This isn't my computer, so I'm just trying to find.
Can you find it? If you go up to this one. Oh, look at all these pretty faces. Is that Trace?
Tracy B, where are you?
There she is.
Oh, there you are. Hello, how you doing, Trace?
Good.
That's good. So can you just share with us, please, how did Juice Plus come into your life and how have you found the journey so far?
Okay, so it came in through an ad on Facebook from Vicky, and the interest was piqued, you know, a bit of extra cash, all that sort of stuff that we all would like to have. Yeah, so went through that, and I'm pretty much a skeptic, always have been, always will, or thought I was anyway. Just after I signed up with Vicky, I received the products, or before I received the products, I injured myself at work, which usually, because I have a bit of a history of depression, anxiety, all that sort of thing. And without medication, I was just became an exercise freak. That was my everything, you know, exercise. So injuring myself at work then caused me to have no exercise and not being able to do that for probably 6 months. Usually that would have had me in the fetal position somewhere in a corner. However, I've sailed through it. I have no stress. You know, it's whatever happens, deal with it. I don't feel anywhere like I would. So having said that, I think definitely the product has done something for me. Even my family's noticed the difference, because usually my kids would be saying to me, you know, you need to go and exercise. You're driving us nuts. Get out of the house. But they've all been really good. So in that sense, it's working for me. I have a lot more energy. I'm sleeping well. Previously, I run on stress and lack of sleep. That's been how I am for years and years, and I thought that was how I always was, but now I sleep like a baby as soon as my head hits the pillow. I can have flat out days at work, being back at work now, and it's just like, you know what, just flow with it. There's no stress, no mess, just go with it. So definitely working for me. Improvements in hair. I saw my sister a couple of weeks ago. I haven't seen her for 18 months, and she was like, you've got more hair, because you know, I'm one of those with the unlucky ones with the baby fine hair. And she was just like, you've got more hair. So that was nice. About 4 weeks after I started with the product, I went and caught up with my personal trainer, and she said to me then that she'd never seen me, because I've known her for years, never seen me looking so relaxed. And it was like, oh, okay. So she said, whatever you're doing, keep it up. Because she, like I said, she's known me forever. People that do know me would know that my 12-year-old son is a little bit of a handful. And I started him on the chews, and within weeks, it was like he'd been abducted. I didn't recognise him to start. Him and his sister actually liked one another, which was pleasant, both being teenagers. Yeah, so it made a big difference for him as well, which was really nice, because it's been a long, hard struggle with him and his behaviours. So just having that little bit of mellow out was great.
Oh, that's awesome. I think so many mums on here can relate, not only from what you've been through, but also from the point of view as well. So can I ask, Tracy, what are you hoping this business is going to do for you in the future?
I'm hoping for a bit more financial freedom. I'm not looking to quit work or anything. I only graduated recently to start work, so I'm still enjoying that, branching out into different areas. I'd like to be able to take a little bit of a load off everything else, you know, just having that bit of extra. If we want to go on a holiday, let's go on a holiday, not having to save up and budget for it. Let's just do it. That sort of thing, really. Yeah.
Definitely. It's so much freedom having that extra bank account sitting there for the fun money.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much for sharing with us, Tracy. That's amazing.
No worries.
Okay, I'm going to hand the pen back.
Alright, so all that's all good. It's all easy said and done, but we're going to show you exactly how we make money in this.
Katrina, we can't hear you.
Oh, somebody's off.
What does it go to do then?
I think it might be big.
How does it go?
There we are. Is that better? Perfect. Awesome. Thanks, Belinda. You're the best. So yeah, basically we want to make sure that you guys understand how a business like this works, because there's no smoke and mirrors in this. And I can relate to Tracy because I was very skeptical coming into this. If you talk to Lauren, she did have to work away at me for 18 months before I even gave this a second look. Now, from where I'm sitting, I'm kicking myself for being so stubborn. I should have just looked into it way back then, and I probably wouldn't have got to the dire state that I was in, but hey, it gave me a lot of fuel to lift myself out. So I want to explain exactly how we do make money, and we use a method. I won't write it because I'll just talk about it anyway. We call UTR. So we use the product. It's that simple. We're a product of the product. We know how it works. We talk about the product and we share our results. That is our business. That's how we get paid, and that's how some of us have been able to stop our full-time work. This product works. It's very simple. So as soon as people start to notice your changes, you talk to them about it because you want them to feel good as like you. Okay, and then simply with the power of social media these days, what do we do when we like something? If we see a movie or we go to a cafe, we take a picture of it and we post it and we rave about it. We become raving fans. And that then gets passed on to other people who have similar interests to us. In a world where we're at today, there is so many people who want to feel better. There's so many people who are stressed out of their eyeballs, who are sick of going to a work, who are sick of feeling like crap every single day. So by sharing our results, we're adding more value to people and growing our business at the same time. Now, to do that, we actually get influenced really well financially. So a business like Juice Plus, our one in particular, has been around for 30 years. So for 3 decades, they have stood still. They have used amazing, amazing marketing techniques called direct selling. So they pay no money for advertising, no money for marketing, no celebrity endorsing, no billboards, no tricky kind of magic. It's literally customers talking about how much they love the product. Now, because of that, it's really relatable and it really sells because it works. So they save millions and millions and millions of dollars annually by doing that. And they funnel it back into the distributors who are working really hard to make other people feel better. Okay, so when I talk about this and you see this money, know that it's actually coming from a structure of a business who's really strong, and they understand that marketing is better done in person than paying millions of dollars for a celebrity to put it on a billboard. Okay, so when we come in, we get paid 3 ways. It does actually branch up from there as you move up the ladder, but basically I'm going to explain the first 3 ways. So we get paid a retail profit. So every single time I introduce the product to somebody, I get paid a retail commission from that. Now, simply, say if I was to run into my girlfriend down the street and she wanted to jump on the berry products for her skin or her hair or whatever it was, I would take her details, I'd put them straight in the software on my phone, send it to head office, and they would do the rest. So they take payment, they ship, they do everything, and then they put money in my bank account for doing it. So easy, so simple. Then we move on to a commission. Now this is a team percentage. It's called a performance bonus. So once you are able to build a strong enough team, which I managed to do in my first month of being inside Juice Plus, you can really start to benefit from this business because it's a teaching business. If you're teaching them strong, every time they are hitting opportunities, the company is going to feed you a commission bonus on top of your normal pay. Now this is really cool because this is what becomes our passive income. So once we do move forward, it becomes what we call the beach money. It comes in regardless of where we are in the world, how much we're working, and it starts to really create a passive form of financial freedom for us. Now the third one, and the one I'm going to explore tonight, is called our bonuses. And I really like to go through this one because it's the fun money. Not many jobs out there anymore actually appreciate and respect their employees. enough to give them a bonus. You know, you might get a ham or $100 thrown into you at Christmas time, but this business, you can make as many bonuses as you want each week, as many. You know, there's no cap on this whatsoever. So when we come in, we move to DBF. Normally within our first 10 days, it's a teaching business. So you have an upline there who's supporting you and helping you and giving you ideas, just like I did to Joe, on how to work the system. Within those 10 days, the DBF bonus is $100, just to kind of feed back into your business and to really thank you guys for taking an opportunity that's a little bit outside of the box. Then we move on to SDBF. Now, SDBF is a $400 bonus. Now, because this is a teaching bonus, every single time you teach somebody to get SDBF, you also get paid $400. So they get paid $400 for achieving it, and you get $400 for helping them. Then we move on to SC, which is a $600 bonus, and $600 every single time you teach somebody to do it. Then we've got SSC, which is a $1,200 bonus, and $1,200 every time you teach somebody. Then we've got QNMD, which is $1,500, and $1,500 for the upline who's taught them. And then we move on to NMD, which is the pinnacle position, which is a $3,000 bonus. And at that stage, your upline no longer needs any kind of recognition because they're probably also an NMD, and they're earning about 100 grand residual on, say, an average 39 club business. Okay, so this residual income is the one that's coming from in here, which again is totally different to these ones. So you can really see if you do have a hard work ethic, if you want to go out and you want to help people and you want to be able to be recognized for that, you can definitely get paid very rewardingly through an opportunity like this. So basically a little bit about my story, and then we're going to share on over to Des and get her to share hers. Thank you, love. So I literally did come into this. I don't know if anybody in there can resonate. I can say it happily now because I'm no longer living in it, but it was a horrible time. We were living absolutely week to week. Like we would get to the end of the week and it was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Like who's not getting any petrol in their car today, or who's not going to work, because it just wasn't an option. We were so scraped and I was so tired of living that way and feeling so stressed every single day. You know, because then it causes arguments within your relationship. You start saying no to friends, you start saying no to your children, and it really does become a big black tunnel. So this business, within 6 months, I was able to out-earn both of my businesses, not just one, but both of them. So I gave both of them up and I really threw myself into this absolutely 200%. I managed to hit NMD within about 18 months of the business. So it's not something that you're going to need to work away for, 7, 8, 10 years. You see these things and you think, oh, they've probably been in it for a long time. You don't have to be with this. I mean, of course, the longer that you stay in the game, the better it's going to be and the more financially rewarding it is for you. But it's not something that is unachievable. Absolutely anybody can do it as long as you're teachable. As of last year, we spent 2 months in Bali because that's where I've loved to go, but I could never work out a way to get over there. This business I could take with me, and we took the children and had an awesome time over there. And now I get to actually design my days, which is really cool. I can get up, take my kids to school, do a little bit of work, catch up with some girlfriends, do that kind of stuff that I need to do, and then go and pick them back up, which is really important for me because I always wanted to be a present mum. So that's my story. I'm really grateful for it, and I'd be more than happy to reach out to anybody who has questions about it because, like I said, I was skeptical at the start, but I have that success story and I really have rock solid belief that this can work for anybody. So I'm more than happy to pass on any kind of info or tips or anything like that for you guys who are on and kind of interested. To share another story with you, this is the beautiful Despina. You have to come over and take a bow. So Desi actually also, I met Desi on the family daycare page as well, at the same time I met Joe. So this is it. You don't need to know people, right? These girls had no idea who I was 2 years ago. But the cool thing about it now is that we've got a really cool sisterhood and it's a different bunch of like-minded people. We want out of things. We want more from life. And Desi's going to share a little bit about her really cool story and what it's been able to do for her. You want me to stand behind here and just massage you?
Wait. All right. Okay. So I met Katrina on the family daycare page while I was doing family daycare. My husband thinks I'm gorgeous. And I'm like, I had been looking into Juice Plus for a couple of years because you know how you really research the healthy food before you purchase it, but you just go to McDonald's and buy that crap anyway and put it into your body. So at the time, I was actually going to the gym, and straight after gym, I was going to Macca's and getting some chips and frozen Coke because I was really exhausted, and going home and having a nap. So Kat said to me, that's probably not a great idea. And I just went, you know what, stuff it. I'll just buy it. And then she goes, why don't you join the business? Go on. And then she got me on this call with Lauren, and they like brainwashed me. I went, oh, you know, maybe I should just join the business. I really don't have any money, but I'll just put it on the credit card and I won't tell my husband. And I didn't. And then the product arrived and he's like, what's this? And I go, it's really good for you, blah, blah, blah. 2 weeks in, I started baking and cleaning and doing all sorts of shit. And he's like, what the hell is going on with you? And I'm like, it's this Juice Plus. So anyway, jump forward. We're really loving the business. And I wouldn't say I've got a high pressure job anymore. I'd already made that decision that working full time was not for me because it was eating away at my very soul. So I cut back. I'd already stopped family daycare, but I was still on the page because I had no life pretty much. And we had 2 little foster girls at the time, and I was just too tired to play with them. So we had the foster kids, and I also run a charity for kids in foster care, packing backpacks and stuff for them. So I was busy doing that as well, and getting onto the Juice Plus and learning how to be a better version of myself. My husband, of course, would say that I am already the best version of myself, and you know, who can blame him? That's why I'm married. But I am getting better and better and better as I get more and more and more into the Juice Plus business. It's really amazing. I'm here on the Gold Coast for the 90-day game plan, and I never thought in a million years I'd be springing to come to something like this. But I went to conference. And that was amazing, and it blew my mind, and it really showed me what it could do, because I've just been on like a slow burn. I haven't been really, like Jo and I started almost at the same time, and she's just gone bush because she had a real direction and goal in her life, and I was a bit lost. So, but recently I've found what I need to do. Will I tell them what I want to do? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to open a cattery. So I'm going to board cats, and we're building it under our house because, oh my God, cats are amazing. So each unit will be themed. There'll be a Grecian theme and an Egyptian theme and a Bali theme, and you can pitch which theme you want your cats to go. That's what I want to do since I'm 19 years old. But to do that, I can't work full time. Number one, it sucks. Big dog ball. It really sucks. Number two, I want Bruce to be at home with me because I love him and I like spending time with him usually. And number three, I want to keep going with my charity and be able to do all sorts of wonderful stuff and travel and do all that kind of stuff whenever I feel like it. So this business is giving me that ability to do that. So if you're ever doubting yourself and you're really like, oh my God, can I do this? It doesn't matter how long it takes you, you can do it. I'm not earning $40 billion a month yet like Lauren and the other girls. But my electricity bill's paid for and my groceries are paid for, so I don't have to stress. I'm a teacher, so I do relief teaching. It's great money, but oh my God, I hate it. So this is where I want to go with my life. I love the product. It's really important. I've just ordered my Amigas. I cannot wait to get into that. And yeah, this is how I want to be living the rest of my life. Thank you.
Too bad. Come up here and we'll say goodbye. All right, guys, thank you so much. We won't take up too much more of your time, but we just want to wrap up and say thank you so much for jumping on. Thank you so much to Belinda and Tracy and to all your beautiful guests and to everybody from any of the 4 teams. We really appreciate you guys jumping on, and it's been beautiful to see so many beautiful faces. When I did the screenshot before where it all went out, I was like, oh my God, what a beautiful bunch. So thank you.
Thanks, ladies. You 4 are awesome.
Oh, we know. We know.
Thank you. Can't wait to meet you Saturday.
I know, we can't wait to see you, darling. It's going to get so much more fun now. So if only you were we tried to stay really responsible until the event was over. So, now it's all done. Shirts off, fellas! But thank Thank
No.
you so much, guys. We really appreciate it. Now, I understand that a business like this isn't for everybody, but if there's something on here that gets you interested, come and talk to whoever invited you. Don't be dumb like me and wait for 18 months, because there's so much opportunity and so much possible growth in something like this, which is really cool. And most of the time, if your friend's semi-normal and you trust your friend, trust them on this, okay?
I'm normal too.
Desi's definitely not normal, but we love her for that.
The rest of us are normal.
The rest of us are normal. So we really appreciate your time. Definitely get those questions answered. Now make sure that if you are really hyped up, if this is, you're thinking, yeah, this is my jam, I love this, like it makes sense. Don't go and vomit it on somebody who hasn't seen this, because that's what I did. People called me crazy and they really dimmed my fire out. Probably why it took so long to get back into it. But the thing is that there's people out there who want more and who are willing to go and get it, and you just may be in that category. Maybe they're not just yet. Okay, so come and speak to whoever invited you. We've got a whole lot of learning to do around that and to show you how best to talk to people. That's what we do. The system's been passed down for generations like some kind of mythical god. It's really amazing. So definitely we appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Get your questions answered. Belinda and Tracy, you guys rock. We really appreciate your time and your sharing, because I know it's a little bit vulnerable. But thank you so much to whoever's coming on the game plan on the weekend. We can't wait to see you. Get pumped, because it's going to be amazing. But I'm going to hold this off now. We will stop record here.